Okay, so yes. Yes, online students, can you hear my voice? Online students. Okay. Okay. So this is what we have seen. In the last class. So what I said in the last class is, yeah. So this is, so print function I said, and we are talking about input function. So this input function is a predefined function, and this function is exists inside a built-in module, and it is a default module imported by any Python program. So if you want to input the value during runtime, so this input function is similar to scanf in C language, but this function always read the value as which type? String type. Okay, and if you see the syntax of, and you can use this input function to read only one value. You cannot read multiple values using input function. You cannot read multiple values using input function. You can able to read how many values using input function? Only one value. You cannot read multiple values using input function. So just see the syntax and how to work with this input function. So if you see the syntax of this input function, so it is like this. Okay. So this is a syntax of input function. If you see this input function, it is like this: input, it followed by a prompt. And this will read a string from standard input. And what is the standard input here? Keyboard. What is the standard input? Keyboard. Okay, this is Python definition. Okay, this is Python definition of input function. So input, it followed by a prompt. Read a string from standard input. The trailing new line is stripped. The prompt is a string if given is printed to a standard output without trailing a new line before reading input. So prompt is nothing but a message here. Yeah, what is the syntax of input is? So just see here. So this is a syntax of input here. So input, it followed by prompt. Input, it followed by prompt. So read a string from standard input. So the trailing the new line. The prompt is nothing but here a string. If it is given, if this prompt is given, is printed on a standard output without trailing a new line. For example, so for example, if I'm writing some a equal to, okay, I just write here input, okay, I'm giving a prompt, enter the value of a. So what is this enter the value of a prompt? Prompt is nothing but message. What is a prompt here? Message. Now, once you press enter, now it is asking, enter the value of A. So I try to input the value of A as 100. So what will happen? This 100 is assigned to which variable? A. This 100 is assigned to A. So what is the value of A here? 100. What is the type of A here? String. So here this 100 is in within what here? Single quotes. But actually 100 is which value? Integer value. Actually 100 is integer value, but this is within single quotes. And if you write anything within single quotes, it's treated as what? String. So input function always read the value as which type? String type. Okay. Even though if you enter integer, that integer will be converted to what? String. In the same way, I'm saying B equal to input. Okay. So I can write here enter the value of B. So what is this here? Message. This is a message which you are trying to input. So enter the value of B. The value of B is, okay, for example, Python. What is the value of B? Python. So what is the value of B here? Python. And B is of which type? String type. Even though if I enter integer, that is converted to what? String. If I enter a string, even it is which type again? String type. Suppose if I write only input without prompt, I have not given prompt. Prompt is nothing but message. So it means you are prompting the end user what to input. Prompt is nothing but message. You are prompting the end user. You are prompting it what to input. So prompt is nothing but only a message. You're prompting the end user what to input. Okay. So input. But here, is it any prompt? No. But here there is a prompt. Enter the value of A, enter the value of B. But here, are you given any prompt? No. For example, you go to ATM. When you go to ATM and when you swipe the card, you get a message, enter PIN. So enter PIN is what here? Prompt. So it is prompting. Your application is interacting. Okay, your application is interacting with the end user by giving a prompt, saying that, okay, enter PIN number, enter amount. Okay, so that is interactive. So here, is it interactive here? No. As it's C equal to input. But what to input? Is it end user knows what to input? No. Because of that, you will try to give some prompt. Suppose I enter 1.5. What is the value of C here? 1.5. And C is of which type here? String type. Okay, I try to give D. Okay, D equal to R. Suppose username. Input. I'll try to say input. What is this? Username. Input username. So I'll get a message. Username. So it is prompting enter username. Enter the username. Username is what? NIT. Then PWD, password, variable names. Okay, now you are trying to give the prompt. What is the prompt? Password. Okay, I just give the password as some XYZ. What is the value of username? NIT. What is the value of password? XYZ. But using input, how many values I can input? Only one value. Using input, how many values I can input? Only one value. For example, I'm saying, okay, some X equal to, okay, input. Okay, enter any two values. So what is a prompt? Enter any two values. Okay, 10 space 20. How many values I enter? Two values. But will it input read two values or only one value? One value. Okay, so if I say X, what is X value? Tell me, what is X value? 1020. What is X value? 1020. X value is what here? 1020. It is a string. So within string, how many values are there? Two values. But actually, is it one value or two values? One value. So input function reads how many values? One value. Okay. It cannot read more than one value. Okay, type of X is this one. So Y equal to input, enter, I'll say three values. Enter any three values. Enter any three values. But will it input read? If I say 10, comma 20, comma 30, how many values I enter? One value or three values? Only one value. Input function reads how many values? One value. But actually I input how many values? Three values. Actually I input how many values? Three values. But three values are read by input? No. This complete thing is taken as how many values? One value. And one value of which type here? String type. So within single quotes, how many values are there? Three values. But within single quotes, how many values can I can define? Only one value. So it is a value of which type here? String type. So using input, I cannot read more than one value. Using input, I can read only one value. Okay. Yes. So, but input function always read the values as which type? String type. Input function always it will read the values as which type here? String type. So if you want to perform any arithmetic operations, you have to convert. If you want to perform any arithmetic operations, you have to convert the string to what? Integer. The string to what? Float. Otherwise, what will happen? Suppose, assume that, okay, assume that I want to write. So you can write a comments in Python using pound sign. Okay, this is how you write a comments in Python. So comments are ignored by Python translator. Suppose I'm write a program to add two numbers or two integers. I want to write a program to add two integers. I want to write a program for adding two integers. So how can I add two integers? Okay, write a program to add two integers. So what I have to do, I have to enter two integers. Suppose n1 equal to input enter first integer. Okay, then n2 equal to input. Okay, enter second integer. Okay, then n3 equal to n1 plus n2. Then print n1 value, n2 value, and n3 value. So what will happen here is I try to print n1 value, n2 value, and n3 value. So once I run this, now it's asking enter first integer. So what is the first integer? Suppose 45. Okay, then second integer is what? 12. But input function read the values as which type? String type. But actually, what is 45? Is it 45 is a string or integer? Integer. But input function returns as which type? String type. Then when you run this, now what is the value of n1? 45. What is the value of n2? 12. Okay, what is the value of n3? 45, 12. So 45, 12 means is it adding or combining? Combining. So why? Because these values are not integers. These values are written as which type? String type. So if you want, you can print the type. Okay, you can say print type of n1. Okay, type of n2 and type of which one? n3. So n1, n2, n3, suppose 12 and 32. Okay, now you can see all these are variables of which type? String type. And in Python, plus is used for adding numbers as well as concatenating strings. So is it n1, n2 or which type? String type. So is it doing addition or concatenation? Concatenation. It is not doing addition, right? It is doing what? Concatenation. But I want to do addition. What I have to do? Convert. I have to convert this string into which type? Integer type. I have to convert this string into which type? Integer type. For doing these conversions, I'm using type conversion functions. For doing these conversions, I'm using which functions? Type conversion functions. Type conversion functions. Let us talk about this type conversion functions here. Okay, so type conversion functions are the same thing, you call it as type casting. Type conversion functions are the same thing, is called as a type casting. Type conversion functions are the same thing, is called as what here? Type casting. Okay, now these functions are used. Okay, these functions are used to convert one type of values to another type. So you are using these functions to convert one type of values to what? Another type. Okay, so the first one is, there is a function called int function. What is this function here? Int function. So this is int function. So it is a predefined, int is a predefined function. Int is a predefined function in Python. When this function is used, to convert okay, float comma c, to convert or to create. So integer comma float, to create integer using integer comma float and string. In which I can use this, I can use this integer function. I can use this integer function. I can use this integer function So there is no type conversions here. Like in C language, there is a scanf. What will happen in C language? Dynamic only, because of that only you are not defining data type, right? Because of you don't define data type. Okay, so input will read the value as one type, and it is a requirement of programmer. He may convert into different types, but it will return only in one type. For example, in C, you'll use %d. Means you are telling that, okay, convert the value into which type? Integer type. If you say %f, you are telling that, okay, convert the value into which type? Floater type. Okay, you'll say %s, convert the value into which type? String type. But here, no, there is only input, right? So one function should read the multiple types of values. One function should read multiple types of values. Then how? Then one common type. What is the common type? It returns string. What is the common type? It returns string. Now it is a responsibility of programmer to convert the string into appropriate type. So programmer may convert the string to integer or float or complex or anything. Okay, but input function always it returns a value as which type? String type only. Okay, yes. Now using integer function, what I can do is I can convert. So using integer function, I can convert what data types? Okay, I can convert integer to integer. I can convert float to integer. I can convert what? String to integer. So using this integer function, I can able to convert this values into which object here? Integer object. So it is used for converting this. Now this is a source. What is this here? Source type. Okay, this is a source type. Okay, this is a source type, and this is what here? Destination type. It means you are converting integer float to string into which type? Integer type by using which function? Integer function. So this function is having different syntaxes. This function is having different syntaxes. So what are the syntaxes of this? Two syntaxes are there. There is a syntax one, integer of value. There is a syntax two. There is a syntax two, an integer of value, comma base equal to 10. So how many syntaxes are there here? Two syntaxes. You have a two syntaxes. First one is integer comma value, and second one is integer comma value comma base equal to what here? 10. So here syntax one. Okay, syntax one. Okay, syntax one is used. Okay, so this syntax is used to convert integer comma float into integer type. If you want to convert integer comma float into which type? Integer type. You are converting it by using what? Syntax one. But generally you never convert integer to what? Integer. But you can convert float to what? Integer. Generally you don't convert integer to integer, but you convert float to integer. You don't convert integer to integer, but you convert float to what? Integer, right? So the syntax is used to convert integer comma float to which type? Integer type. The syntax is used to convert integer comma float into which type? Integer type. Okay. For example, so not string here. It is not for string here. Okay, suppose I am writing x equal to integer of 10. So 10 is already which type? Integer type. Okay, and y equal to integer of, okay, some 12.456. So 12.456 is which type? Floater type. Okay, then what I'm saying is print x value and print which one? Y value. And I can say print okay, type of x and type of y. So x is which type again? Integer, and y is also which type? Integer. But when you convert float to integer, is it truncating the decimal part or not? Yes. So when you convert float to integer, it will truncate which part? Decimal part. So this decimal part will not be there. It takes only which part? Integer part. Now this is syntax one. So syntax one, you can use it to convert which types? Integers and float to which type? Integer type. But there is a syntax two. Okay, syntax two is there. This is a syntax two, and you can use a syntax two. You can use a syntax two. Okay, syntax two is there. So this syntax is used. The syntax is used to convert string to integer. To convert string to integer. Okay, the syntax is used to convert string to integer, and the string should contain the string should contain, which value? The string should contain which value? Integer value. The string should contain which value? Integer value. And this integer value can be decimal. This integer value can be decimal, octal, hexadecimal, or it can be which one? Binary. The syntax is used to convert string to integer. The string should contain integer value. This integer value can be decimal integer, octal integer, hexadecimal integer, or what? Binary integer. For example, yes, but what is the default type it takes? What is the default base it takes? 10. It means this value must be of type string with the base of which one? 10. With the base of which one? 10. For example, I'm trying to write, I'm writing x equal to within double quotes 65. But whatever you write in the double quotes, it is which type? String type. Whatever you write in the double quotes, it is a string. Now, what is the object? What is this object here? String object. This is a string object, and this string object is having which value? Integer value. This string object is having which value? Integer value. Now, this is which type now? String type. This is which type here? String type. Now, I want to convert this string. To which type? Integer type. I want to convert this string into which type? Integer type. Then I'm using which function? Int function. Int of x. I just write int of x. So what is x? X is a object of which type? String type. And the string is having which value? Integer value. So it means you are converting string to what? Integer. You are converting string to which type here? Integer type. This is which object now? This is which object? Integer object. And this integer object is having which value? Integer value. But within double quotes, you write one integer. But this integer base is what? What is the base of this integer? 10. So this is a decimal integer or not? Yes. So what is the default base? What is the default base taken by integer function? Decimal. So the string should contain integer value with a base of 10. The string should contain, see, within double quotes, you required an integer value with the base of what? 10. So this is a string, but this string contain which value? Integer value with the base 10. And that you are converting into which type? Integer. Now this is nothing but converting string to integer. Converting string to what? Integer. But what will happen if I write? Okay, what will happen? Okay, what will happen if I write like this? So this is converting string to integer. So what will happen if I write, okay, some x equal to within double quotes ABC. Okay, within double quotes what? ABC. Now this is x. Okay, x is which type of object here? String object. And the string contain which value? ABC. Is it ABC is integer? Is it ABC is integer? No. So what will happen if I say integer of x? What will happen if I write integer of x? X doesn't contain which value? Integer value. X doesn't contain integer value, then immediately it gives which error? Value error. Okay, type is correct only. Type is which one? String. But within this, there is no value of which type? Integer. Which value is there inside this? String. ABC alphabets. But this alphabets cannot be converted to which type? Integer type. Then immediately it gives which one? Error. Which error it is? Value error. Value error. It will give value error. Okay, value error. Because it is having ABs. because it is having which one? ABC. It is having ABC, then immediately it gives which error? Value error. Suppose if I'm writing some n equal to within double quotes 1.5, n equal to within double quotes 1.5, but whatever you write in the double quotes or single quotes, it is which one? String. So what this string contain? 1.5. But is it 1.5 is an integer or float? But this is a float represented as which type? String type. So what will happen if I write here integer of which one? N. So will it do the conversion here? No. Immediately it gives what again? Error. Immediately it gives an error. Which error? Value error. So why? Because integer function required which value? Integer function required which value? Integer value. The value must be a string. The value is a string, but that string should contain which value? Integer value with the base of 10. With the base of 10. But is it 1.5 is an integer value? No. 1.5 within the string there is no integer. Within the string which value is there? Float is there. But is it this value is converted to integer? No. Immediately it gives what? Error. It will not convert, but it will give which error? Value error. Value error. It will display which error? Value error. Okay. For example, I'm a represent integer in different formats. For example, I'll try to say n1 equal to within double quotes 0 45. So whatever you write in the double quotes, that is treated as what? String. This is which object now? This is which object? String object. And the string object contain which value? Integer value. The string object contain which value? Integer value. But it is in which format? Octal format. Okay, it is in which format? Octal format. Then I want to convert octal octal value represented as which type? String type into which type? Integer. Then I have to use integer of n1 comma. I have to tell, okay, this string contain the value of type integer. The string contain the value of type which one? Integer. But what is the base of that here? 8. I'm telling that, okay, the base of this particular value is what? 8. But if I don't give the base equal to 8, what is the default base used by the integer? 10. But is it value of this base is 10? Is it value of this base is 10 or 8? 8. Then I'm telling that, okay, the string contain integer value whose base is what? 8. Now this is how you are converting, okay, string to what? Integer. But string contain which value? Octal value. String contain which value? Octal value. So this will convert, okay, octal representation into which type? Integer type. Into which type here? Integer type. Now this is 0 45. So these are different conversions here. Now type conversions which allows to convert one type of object to what here? Another type, which allows to convert one type of object to another type. So if you want to perform any arithmetic, suppose a equal to within double quotes 0x, okay, 1 2 3, okay, f 1 2 3 1 2 f 1 2 f. So whatever you write in the double quotes, it is which value? String value. Now this is a string, and the string object contain which value? Integer value. But this integer value is in which format? Hexadecimal. Now I want to convert this into which type? Integer type. I want to convert this into which type? Integer type. How can I convert this? into integer type by using which function? Integer of a comma, I should tell, base of this is what here? 16. And I'll show you here, don't worry. First, try to understand. Okay, I'll show you array. Come on here. You don't have any patience here. So this is which object here? Integer object with the value 0x12f. So it's converted. Okay, yes. And even you can convert binary also. But if string contain different types of integers, you have to define that values what explicitly. Suppose if b equal to 0 within double quote 0b 1010. So but now this is which object here? String object. This is which object? String object. And the string object contain which value? Binary value. But I want to convert this. I want to convert this to which type? Integer type. If I'm using integer of b comma base equal to what? 2. So this string contain integer value, but that is in which format? Binary format. So it will convert this into which type? Integer type. What is the value? 1010. So but this is in which type here? Integer type. Now this is how you do conversions. Okay, this is how you do the conversion. Now let us see ideally. Yeah? Okay. Not required. Yes. Not required, but in a way, yes. Yeah, you can. So for example, integer of, now just here, integer of 65. Now this is a first syntax. You are converting integer to integer and you are converting, this is a first syntax, 1.678. So here I try to print the value of a and b. This is a syntax 1 where I convert integer to integer and float to what? Integer. Okay, then integer of within double quotes 65. So this is converting string to what? Integer. Okay, so I try to print which value? C value and type of C. And D equal to integer of, D equal to integer of within double quotes, I'm writing 0 O, okay, 45. If I write only 0 O 45 and if I press enter, it is given what? Error. Saying that value error, invalid literal for integer with base what? 10. But actually within double quotes, which type of value is there? String, octal value. Octal value is there within double quotes. Then I have to tell, okay, this value is which type? Octal type. I have to tell this value is which type? Octal type. So for that I'm saying D equal to integer of within double quotes. Okay, 0 0 45 comma. What is the base of this value? 8. Now E equal to integer of within double quotes 0x 0x ABC. What is the base of this here? 16. F equal to integer of within double quotes 0B 10 10. What is the base here? 2. So I try to print D value, E value, and F value. But it will print in which format? Decimal. If you want in same format, you'll try to use octal of D, okay, hexa of E, and binary of which one? F. So this will get in different formats. Okay. But I cannot say G equal to integer of within double quotes ABC. If I write ABC, now it is generated which error? Value error. F equal to integer, H equal to integer of within double quotes. If I write 1.5, again it is generated which error? Value error. Because whatever you write in the double quotes, it is what? String. But the string should contain which value? Integer value. If the value is not correct within the double quotes, if the value is not proper, then it generates which error? Value error. Within double quotes, if the value is not a proper value, then it generates which error? Value error. Value error, right? Yes. Now this is how you are trying to do the conversions. Okay. Yes. This is string to integer. For example, okay. For example, I said, for example, I said write a program. Yes. Again, write a program for adding what? Two integers. Adding two integers. So I try to input the value of n1. Okay. But input function read the value as which type? Okay. Input will read the value as which type? String type. And whatever value input, okay, that input value I'm converting into which type? Integer type. Okay. So what you are trying to do here? You are reading value using which function? Input function. But the value which I read using input function, that values of which type? String type. And that string you are converting into which type? Integer type, and assigned to which variable? N1. Then N2 equal to integer of input. Enter the second number. Okay, enter the second number. Enter the second number. Okay. So whatever value I input by using which function? Input function, I'm converting that value to which type? Integer type, and assign to which variable? N2. Then N3 equal to N1 plus N2, and print N1, N2, and what? N3. N1, N2, and N3. Now once you run this, so it's asking to enter the first number and second number. Now you can see 35 plus 56. What is the result here? 91. So what is the value I input here? 35. So 35 is a string, and that you are converting into which type? Integer. The next is a 56. 56 is a string, and that you are converting to which type? Integer. Suppose if I input, for example, if I input the first number is ABC. Is it ABC? Is it able to convert to integer? No. Then immediately it gives what? Error. What is that error here? Value error. So input should contain which value? Integer. Integer value. But if you give some alphabets, then it will not convert into what? Integer. It will not convert into integer. In the same way, okay, in the same way, okay, in the same way, so this is how you are trying to convert. Okay, string to integer. In the same way, there is another function. There is another type conversion function. And what is the type conversion function is? Float. Now this is a second function which is called as a float. Float. Next function is what here? Float. Now float is a predefined. Float is a predefined function in what here? Python. And this function is used. This function is used to convert. Okay, float comma integer comma integer and string to which type? Float type. So if you want to convert, okay, there's a predefined function in Python, and this function is used to convert float comma integer and string to which type again? Float type. Okay, float type. For example, this is you can able to convert float, integer, and string. There's three types. You can convert these three types into which type? Float type. You can convert these three types into which type? Float type. But how you are converting it? By using one function called float. So it is a predefined function in Python. Okay. But all these are explicit conversions. Means we are doing conversions. We are doing conversion by using or by applying some functions. We are doing conversions by applying some functions. Now there is only one syntax here. Okay, float, and it followed by which one? Value. Okay, float, it followed by value. So here the value can be of type. Value can be of type which one? Integer, float, or float value represented as what? String. So within string, there should be a value of which type here? Float type. Within string, there should be a value of which type here? Float type. So value can be of type integer, float, or float value represented as what here? String. So what is the meaning of this is, for example, I try to write, suppose I can say, assume that S1, within double quotes, I'm writing some 1.5. But whatever you write in the double quotes, it is what? String. Whatever you are writing in the double quotes, it is a string. This is which object? String object. Okay, this is which object here? String object. And the string object is having which value? Float value. The string object is having which value? Float value. But I want to convert this string to what? Float. So string to which type? Float type. But how can I convert this string to float? By using one function. What is that? Float of S1. So once I write a float of S1, it will convert, okay, the value of type which one? String to which type here? Float type. So that you can do which operations? Arithmetic operations. You can do which operations? Arithmetic. Suppose if I'm trying to write S2 equal to within double quotes 1.5 E minus 1. This is also which value? Yeah, tell me, this is also which value? String value. This is string object. This is also which object here? String object. But that string object is having which value? Float value. It is also string object, but contain which value? Float value. But in which format? Exponential format. Is in which format? Exponential format. Exponential format. And I want to convert this. Why it will change the value? If value changed, then what is the need of conversion? If value changed, what is the need of conversion? If value changed, then why conversion? In conversion, why the value is not changed? Why it will change the value? Only type is changed. Only type is changed. Only type is changed. Value will not be changed. This is a string container, and this is which container? Float container. So string container contain which value? Float. Okay, but Because string container, the data is treated as what? Characters. But you are converting this into which one? Float. So value will not be changed. Why value changed? Type is changed. Value will not be changed. Only which one is changed? Type is changed. Type conversion. That is what you are saying. Type conversion. Type conversion. Okay, converting one type to what? Another type. Type conversion. Okay. So float of. Float of what is that? S2. So here this object is having this object is which type? String type. Contain which value? Float value. And that you are converting into which object here? Float object. That you are converting into which object here? Float object. Float object. It is like this. Okay. So what is the value here? 1.5 e minus 1. Yes. Okay, right, Swarup. Okay, na? Understood? So in this case, even you can convert, for example, A equal to 65. A equal to what here? 65. And 65 is which type? Integer type. And this is which object here? Integer object. Contain which value? Integer value. Okay, integer object is having which value? Integer value. And I want to convert this. So I want to convert this integer object to which type? Float type. No, there's no function. There's no function in Python. Okay. Yes. Because input always read the value as. Now, what is your question? Is there any way or function to convert the string to integer float as per the input provided? No, you have to check the condition only. There's no way of, there's no one function here. Okay, right. Yes, float of A. Yes. That is what. See, that is how you do the programming. Okay, you always do the conversion based on what you want to perform. Okay, so then it will convert this A to float. Means will it add one precision or not? Yes. Now in this case 65 is integer without precisions, but here it will take default precisions or not? Yes. Okay. Yes. I didn't get. Yes. Whatever output you wanted, based on that, you'll try to perform the operations. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, for example, assume that, suppose write a program to find, suppose write a program to find area of triangle. I want to write a program to find the area of triangle. So how can I find the area of triangle? How can I find the area of triangle? So what are the inputs are required? What are the inputs are required? For finding area of triangle, what are the inputs are required? The inputs required is, the first one is what? Base. Okay, I required base, and second one what I required is height. I required how many values here? Two values. First one is which one? Base. And second one is which one? Height. But if I try to enter what is a base of triangle. Input base of triangle and then input. Okay, enter what is the height of triangle. Input base of triangle and input height of triangle. But input function read the value as which type? String type. But this value I should convert into which type? Float type. Okay, float type. Because I try to input the base and height in with the decimal part, right? So I'm converting this into which type again? Float. Then after that I'm saying area. Area equal to 0.5. Area equal to 0.5 into base into height. Okay, 0.5 into base into height. Then after that, I'm trying to display the value of base. I try to display the value of height. I try to display the value of area. How many values I displayed? Three values. So can I print all these values in new line? Yes, by using a separator as what? Backslash n. But if I don't give this separator, what is the default separator it uses? Space. What is the default separator here? Space. But if I want to insert in new line, I separate all these values by using backslash n, new line. Now once I run this, now it's asking to enter the base of the triangle which is 1.5 and height of the triangle which is 1.2. And you can see the value of base is 1.5, the value of height is 1.2, the value of area is 0.8999 like this. But we'll see how to get only two decimals later. That is formatting the output. Okay. Yes. Now that is based on the value what you enter. Suppose base of the triangle is 1.3, height of the triangle is 1.2. Now you can see 1.3, 1.2, 0.78, which is called as area of the triangle. Okay. Yes. Based on the input, you'll try to do conversions. Based on the input, you'll try to do the conversions. Okay, based on the input, you'll try to do the conversions. Yes, this is a program to find it. This is not Python programs, these are mathematics. Okay, so whatever you do in mathematics, you can implement in what? Any language. Python, you can implement all the things. Mathematics, physics, chemistry, anything you can implement in what? Python. Whatever formulas you use it. Whatever formulas you use in your physics, chemistry, and mathematics, all the things you can implement programmatically. Okay. All formulas. Are formulas, sir, is formulas. What is this? I didn't get. Formulas is not Python related here. Formulas is physics, chemistry, mathematics. Mathematics, physics, in physics, we'll say E equal to MC square. E equal to MC square, is it predefined or user defined? Predefined. Then what are the inputs? You have to input which value? M value. You have to input which value? C value. Then you have to calculate which value? E value. Okay, now. So V equal to UT plus of AT square. V equal to UT plus of AT square. V means what? Velocity. This is physics or not? What here? So many things you can do it. All the things you can implement in what? Python. Whatever you learn, that is how you learn. That is how you practice the things. That is how you learn the things or practice the things. Okay. Like quadratic equation. What is a quadratic equation? Yes. We can implement all the things. You can implement all the things. Physics, mathematics, chemistry, anything you can implement it. Okay, mathematics, all the chapters, whatever chapters you learn in your schooling and college, all the chapters you can implement it. All the chapters, trigonometry, calculus, regressions, all the things you can implement it. All the things you can implement in Python. That is how you have to learn, not only area. Okay. So don't think that only area, but anything you can do in Python. But only the thing you should know what is the inputs, outputs, and process. What kind of things you want to do it. So that is very important. Okay. So that is where Python is used everywhere, right? Python is used everywhere. Now you are from, for example, you are from chemistry background. Can I use Python in uh, biology? Yes, it has been used. That is what you call it as neuroscience, right? Can be implemented using which language? Python language. Okay, that is where you find artificial intelligence. You are applying human intelligence, see? Neurons and everything, something related with what? Yes. Okay. So this is where you try to input the base and you try to input which one? Height. Anything you can write it, but we are in the beginning only. Like what is the input, what is the conversion and everything, right? Right. The next one is, yes. Now the next conversion function is, now if you are trying to write here float, suppose x equal to float of, if I'm writing x equal to float of ABC, will it do the conversion? No. So why? Because ABC is not a float value. Value type is correct only. Whatever you write in the double quotes, it is a string only. But inside the string, what float required? A float value. Within double quote string, what it required? A float value. But which one is there? Alphabets are there. Can you convert this ABC into float? No. So it is given which error? Value error. So the value what you input, that value must be a proper, right? Otherwise, then you'll get which error? Value error. Okay, then there is one more conversion. We'll see examples, but just try to understand because we'll see more examples with the operators. So the next function what you have is complex function. What is the next function you have is a complex function. Now it is also a predefined function. Is a predefined function in Python. And this function is used. It is also a predefined function in Python. And this function is used. This function is used to convert, okay, string to, okay, string comma complex or string to complex number or string comma complex to which number? Complex number. To which number here? Complex number. Now there is a syntax. What is the syntax of this is complex, it followed by value. Complex, it followed by what here? Value. So your value can be of type, string. Value can be of type string, or what is that? Complex. In this case, value can be of which type? String type or complex type. So for example, I'm writing some A equal to within double quotes 1 plus 2j. But whatever you write in the double quotes, it is which type? String. But this string contain which value? Complex. Now this is which object? String object. And this string object is having 1 plus 2j. Now I want to convert this string object into which type? Complex type. So then what you are using? Complex of which one? A. So once you write complex of A, it will convert. It will convert the string into which type? Complex type. Now this is 1 plus 2j. But value is the same, but the type is which one? Complex. But here the value is which type? Complex, but which type? String. Value is a complex, but type is a string. Okay? Yes. In the same way, yes. I'm trying to write B equal to 1 plus 2j. So B equal to 1 plus 2j means B is already of which type? B is already of which type? Complex type only. So I don't require to convert again back into which one? Complex. I don't require to convert again back into which type? Complex type. For example, for example, for example, adding two complex numbers. I want to write a program. So write a program to add two complex numbers. I want to add two complex numbers. Okay. Then what I'm saying, C1 equal to input. Enter first complex number. Enter first complex number C2 equal to input. Enter second complex number. So I try to input how many values here? Two values. This is the first value and this is what? Second value. But actually input will read the value as which type? String. Then I have to convert this into which type? Complex type. So input will read the value of which type? String. I have to convert this value into which type? Complex type. So I converted this both the values into which type? Complex type. After that, I'm saying C3 equal to C1 plus C2. Then print C1 comma C2 comma what is that? C3. And I use a separator as what? Backslash n. I use a separator as a backslash n. Now once you run this, I was asking enter the first complex number, which is 1 plus 2j. Second complex number is 1 plus 1j. And you can see this is 1 plus 2j, 1 plus 1j, and this is 2 plus 3j. Okay. But if I don't do the conversion, will it do the addition or concatenation? Concatenation. It will not do the addition, but rather than it will do the concatenation. Suppose 1 plus 2j, 1 plus 1j. Now you can see 1 plus 2j is the first value and 1 plus 1j is the second value. But this is 1 plus 2j, 1 plus 1j. So is it do the concatenation or not? Yes. So then I have to convert this string input into which type? Complex type. And you are converting that string input to the complex type by using a function called which one? Complex. So this is again complex. Now 1 plus 2j, 1 plus 1j, I can see 1 plus 2j, 1 plus 1j, and 2 plus 3j. So this is how you are trying to convert. Okay. Yes. So this is output of the code here. Adding two complex numbers, right? Just try to see. We have seen so many conversions here. Okay, right. So there is one more conversion. Some more conversions are there, but we'll see that. Okay. Today you will try to practice this, and tomorrow we'll see some more conversions. Okay. Today we'll just stop it here, and tomorrow we'll continue with some more conversions. Right. So today we'll stop it here, and tomorrow we'll continue. Thank you. Right.